guys on the hill?
If we can get out of sight for a moment, we can revive your captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can turn around if you want. Ability.
Huh?
He said he can turn around if he wants deny ability. I don't want to get additional fines racked up.
Go behind the building.
Alley we can step into?
Yeah. Everyone huddle around her.
Let me play you a song, sir. Thanks for helping us.
as we walk.
We can walk the prices, right?
not pattern.
Do a bit fluff.
Yeah.
Just
More than mine.
Chat can tell me if I'm wrong, but it's one action instantaneous.
Yeah, I know how Revivify or whatever it is works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you resurrect Lady Antonia.
Huh.
And she gasps. And she's white as a sheet. She's still, I think, doesn't she come back with like 1 hit point?
Yeah, 1 hit point.
So she's very, very badly wounded.
I go ahead and lay hands on her, and I'll give her the rest of my 17 HP.
Okay, that helps a lot. You see color return to her, and she grabs you and says, "How many were killed?"
That's
Just you.
Just you.
1 and then 0.
None.
Yeah. Well, not now.
She says, "It's a miracle." And she kind of staggers to her feet and looks around and sees that things have changed. And she looks up the sky. It appears to have been since she died. And she says, "Thank you."
Well,
She extends her hand and says, "I owe you my life."
It's not over yet.
yeah. Well, I think we owe you ours
Yeah.
as well. So it's the least we could do.
And then the lieutenant says, 12 dragons is staying here. And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "That's the best we could do." He's like, and he explains what she missed. It's only been like
Minutes.
is it 1 minute?
Last minute.
Yeah, probably been more than a minute since that happened, but narratively, it's been a narrative minute, not a combat minute.
Yeah.
It's not that minute.
Yeah, no. So yeah, things happened very quickly once she dropped, and he explains that your reinforcements showed up, and that it looks as though 12 Dragons is gonna at least stay here and try to invest the pellet, like take it over. And so she's like, so this isn't over. And she looks at the lieutenant and she says,
Is it just the
So it's
lieutenant
war-
and her here?
no, there's like, you're surrounded by Red Falcons.
Okay.
So we need to call them.
Well, I'm just gonna scribble a note as we walk to give her.
Well, what am 12?
They were
They're with us.
Oh, there was as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Mud's like, so who are those guys?
The dragons? The men on the
Yeah.
hill with the dragon?
Yeah. She's like, what the heck is going on right?
They're the knights of a very powerful faction in the city.
Much time. You need to talk with Angel.
Let's get back to our squid ship before we...
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
Did you
to,
see did you see a peculiar looking ship on its way over when you were on your way in? How did you all have a ship?
Yeah, well, yeah, we were on, and she names the ship they took over. It was done a regular merchant vessel.
Was the Navy on its way over too, or did they just let you through?
They intercepted us.
They intercepted you.
Yeah.
They intercepted us too.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah, and she describes this Patrick Stewart-looking motherfucker who said that we had an appointment, and we were like, what? Yeah, that's
no
Tabasco.
that's
Marquis Tabasco.
That's the Marquis Tabasco.
Tabasco.
But young Patrick Stewart like you do,
Okay.
Yes.
not
Okay.
not old emaciated Patrick Stewart.
That's the only one I know. I just heard a
I
chortle.
just heard
Yeah, Jerry laughed.
Mr. Jerry laugh. All right, so yeah, now she's still like staggering and trying to figure out what to do, and her second command is kind of still in charge and trying to fill her in, and he's like, we got to get these people off the island. She's like, we have to get you off the island. We've got to get you back to, where was it you were going? Doesn't matter. She's like,
It stays.
You should probably lay low for a little while. If that guy who thinks he killed you sees you alive, he might just try and kill you again.
Another go.
she's like, honor has been satisfied.
That creature.
And then she stops marching like everyone's drink, and like the Red Falcons are like basically guarding you, right? And all looking over their shoulder, waiting to see if the 12 dragons are gonna come and follow up. And she stops, and they all take a couple steps forward, and then they stop and they turn, and she's like, maybe you shouldn't leave yet.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if there's going to be war, I'd rather be on the winning side.
We could join forces.
To be honest, we want to be out from under the fulcrum. Especially with how they give jobs and aren't truthful or forthcoming. We don't have any interest in that.
So far, you all have been the most honorable people we found in the city.
That's like she hears that, and she looks at Judge.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Holy shit.
Much coming from a tiefling, but
I mean, you're a pretty impressive character.
I know, baby.
She's like, she's like, you're under a contract. You have an obligation to your employer. We can get you off the island. But do you have to fulfill that contract right this second?
No.
We don't need, like, us in person. We could fulfill the contract. We just send England.
The kid is out of
Danger.
yeah, the kid is out of there.
Yeah, he's
so
just
we can take care of
resting.
him.
Yeah.
So we don't need to leave immediately.
Right.
We just need to send the kid
Well, we should speak more
back
privately.
across the way if we are able.
Well, we can always send Leech to take care of him on the ship to heal him.
The lieutenant says, maybe we're arresting them after all. And she's like, let's go back to the gym.
Wait a minute.
You'll be safe there. We can talk.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, all right.
So she escorts you folks to the jail, and now she's a little bit more kind of back in charge. And the jail's a squat stone building, very different from a library. And you're not under arrest. You're just guests of Red Falcon. And she says, you folks want anything to drink?
Yeah.
She's like, can we get them? And they're like, yeah, we'll take care of it. And there's this is a place of business. Like, this is where criminals are being brought in, and there's magistrates here representing people.
We should. Because they have a spy for Alvaro in there, so the 12 dragons are going to know.
I thought you were writing her a note that said that.
Well, yes, but we need to tell her that before.
Oh, I thought you passed it to her, like after you
No,
started
not
writing
quite.
it.
I was writing it, and then we started talking.
Ah,
So I'll go ahead and skip.
Can we
this.
pretend it was passed on the way to the jail?
Yeah.
This is what I call
That's what you wrote to me, man.
Welcome to Capital. So you wouldn't happen to have any evidence, would you?
We can work on that. Not currently. Presently.
She knows that everyone has, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Is it going to be an issue for us going back to your station with that spy potentially reporting to the Red Falcon or the All Dragons?
Spies. Like, why are we talking about spies?
Yeah.
Alvaro's got wizards and oracles. They can know what they need to know.
like as a boss, I don't think it was that because the spy, like the Alvaro spy, just said that he thought that we were coming to take the library, right?
Yeah.
Which is why.
Well, that's what they thought too.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I mean,
Well, it was ineffective, but that's fine.
there are spies.
The thing is, it would have been whoever told them that they thought that we were there to take the library, right? It'd be that same person, presumably.
Well. Yeah, potentially. Could have been that they saw us all coming there thinking we were doing that, and that guy sent it over to Alvaro.
You guys are in a break room. It's very Spartan. It's pretty much the same as what you guys would have on if you had your own ship and it wasn't a squid ship, right? You would have your own mess hall and stuff like that. So it's very Spartan, and it's what you'd expect a bunch of cops to have. And here, Red Falcons often are out of their armor. They're wearing uniforms, and they bring you, alcohol to drink. And Lady Antonia and her lieutenant She kind of sits down. She props one leg up on a chair and rests and they have a priest that's also in uniform comes and attends to her and makes sure that she's fully healed. And she kind of, after he's done his ministrations, she waves him off. And she waits till he's gone, and it's just her, lieutenant, and you folks in the mess. And there are a couple of guards that are guarding this room on the outside. And she's like, how many men could you muster if needs must?
Anything with mud?
Yeah. How many?
One unit of super elite light.
20?
Doesn't matter how many.
Oh, okay.
Well, because we have 27 others on the ship. I
Nah.
guess.
Yeah.
You guys basically have like,
It's 24.
24.
yeah, you guys have one very small unit of medium infantry, and that's basically the people that made it to capital with you. And now you've got a second unit you can.
So is
field.
that's not okay? That's like half. That's not a unit considered a.
So it's probably like
No,
60
no,
of like 1.5.
60-ish people.
Well, she's interested like militarily. She doesn't want to know a number. She wants to know like we've got,
Oh, I
we
see.
have
got-
we have 2 units, and we have a very large squid ship.
Yeah.
well, that's
One
not-
medium, one.
She's like, okay, I don't know what that means.
It's an illithid dreadnought.
She's like, what? Who are you people?
I couldn't help but notice that your death was very messy. We need to train.
I don't know how much training it would take to stop. And then she names Knight Commander Decorado.
Dicarano, of course. it is.
Suits him.
Like Commander Dickaro.
What's that?
I'm just getting the document back, so if we lose it, it's us who loses it versus them. Yes.
What
Who knows
document?
what's the one that was sent to me?
Oh, you're getting it back.
How are we getting it back?
Yeah, she. We don't.
Why do we
she's
want it
still-
with him?
But what if
Because
she
it's
finds
safe
it or
over on the other
something?
side.
We haven't told him the truth.
Yeah.
Right, we haven't told them that we're still going to work with the Fulcrum to give them the seal, right? Unless we're canceling our contract, which is
Well,
super
I don't think
against
we're
it.
going to cancel our contract, but
Or like, what if she
we,
sees it and
we
says,
can talk about how we can not completely follow it to the letter of the law.
Okay.
But in my opinion, they dicked us around, and I don't like being dicked around.
We dick them
We came
around.
to the
And this
capital of Dick Around City.
You are king of Suckballs Mountain.
Dick
I agree
becomes
that's
the
where we
dick
are,
dick.
and if we want to survive, we're going to have to play their game
We're gonna have
a
to
little
play
bit.
dick ball.
Yeah, so definitely play dick ball. So, right now we have the thing, and
How we get in there.
right now we have the
You
thing,
called.
and we are the captain now. So, and I'd rather work with the Red Falcons to make this better for them than give the Fulcrum more power.
But, Captain,
Why did you work for the Fulcrum in the first place? Why pick? She says, why pick the Fulcrum over House Elvira?
We didn't know we were working for the Fulcrum.
Fulcrum have a lot of money. It says
Well, we're in.
hire a lot of
Been
troops.
here one day.
Well, we didn't think it was them because they weren't paying very well.
Yeah, the last mission we did was a lot of money, and that was for, we believe, Alvaro. But again, it was more.
Wait, say that again.
The last job we did,
The last contract. you
last
took,
contract we did, was we believe for House Alvaro.
What do you mean you believe? You don't know what you're working for?
We were working for what's his name, Reginald.
We work for who pays us,
Proxy.
Yeah,
which was in this case Reginald Orfeo.
They never
That's
made it
House
very
Alvaro.
clear who he worked for. He's an undead or whatever you would call him, and so we knew that there was a house of undead people. We assumed that he was with them.
Well, he's a lawyer.
Well, yes, that's
She's trying to process everything you just said. She's like, Fulcrum have a lot of money.
how do you feel about the Fulcrum?
I think they're rich. And they're not House Elvira.
What's
But
that?
she says, I carry the prince's crown. I have to think about what the prince would have wanted. And he would want 12 dragons off this island.
If there were a way, hypothetically, to establish some sort of legal claim on this island, an authority that is, present and living, would that give you the ability to force them out, force Alvaro's hand and make them piss off?
And then where would your allegiance lay?
My allegiance lies with the prince.
Therefore, if his situation came to pass, you would be...
She's sort of confused. She's like, I'm not a politician.
Well,
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. She's like, if there was a... She's like, my problem right now isn't... She's like, my problem right now is Commander DeCarano.
So
Because
what's the easiest
unless...
way to get him off the island?
Kill him.
She's like, puts her head in her hand and shakes, and her lieutenant points at Slim. And says, there's only one way to do it. Blood. And when she's done shaking her, she's like, when you left the hill, and she's basically talking to her lieutenant. She's talking about what you folks did, and she's talking to her lieutenant. She's like, when you left the hill, you left them in charge. So unless we want to fight and die for it, they just took the library. Which means on the map of Capital, the pellet is two districts, one of which has no resource point on it. The other one does, it's the library. That one just changed color.
I think we should tell her.
Yeah, let's speak plainly.
Yeah.
I think is our best. It's everybody's best interest.
So let's talk about how we're gonna go about doing that real quick.
We're gonna take a break.
Yeah, let's do that during the break, I guess.
It's only 8:15, but this is, I think, the content for tonight. So when this wraps up, I think we're done for the night. So it might be an early evening, but we are going to go take a bio break and get some munchies, and we will be back in about 13 minutes. Very precise estimate. We're back.
Rage you.
No.
We're back. Stop talking about Pokemons. It's time to pretend to be adults. Pretend to be elves and dwarves and goblins and tieflings. So this is the point where if you've stuck with the stream this far, first of all, wow. And you're still watching, we like to check out any announcements we're going to do, we do now. For instance, we have a phenomenal wiki, and it seems like there's been a lot of work done on it quite recently, which makes us happy. It's a huge relief for me as a dungeon master, because when I don't remember something, I can go look it up in the wiki that folks are, and they scrub through like years of my campaign, because we had a whole other campaign that we streamed before this one. Two of them? Two of them. Well, we didn't stream all of it. We many hours of this, this world and this universe and stuff like that. And two of the most prolific contributors that we want to say thanks to are the Henrai, it looks like is how you pronounce that person's name, and Caps and Numbers. There's a whole bunch of entries in there that have been, there are a lot of people working on it, and I see you folks in the Discord talking about how best to format stuff to make it easy to categorize and organize, and I think that stuff is phenomenal. So thank you, those of you who are helping make the wiki awesome. It is a huge use, especially for new viewers who want to know, like, who is Lady Serial? You can go look her up. There's a huge entry for Lady Serial, the person who ostensibly hired these assholes in the first place. And now, I haven't seen this, so I got to make sure not to press the end of show button. That would be catastrophic. But we do occasionally get fan art. This is one of the most inspiring parts of us running this game and playing in front of you folks, is that some of the things that happen here inspire people to create things, and I consider that to be remarkable. And we're going to look at some of it right now. Whoa, look at that!
Oh,
Sweet! Oh, that guy must have been real disappointed when Sweet died. That's awesome.
Dude, he I think he 3D printed the belt too, to be like the giant strength.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a dope ass mustache. Ooh, Slim! I love Slim art. Any Slim art, I am a fan.
I love how green he is.
Look at that. That is, yeah, I love the chain symbol behind him. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen the Sweet cosplay.
Yes! Look at that parasol.
I love all of
Legends.
This person's art, like their interpretation of these characters is all.
Parasol's pretty much how I
It looks like teeth, right? It looks like a teeth.
Look at Odie's little diaper.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
That pauldron.
You got flaming hat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's kind of hard to tell from here, but like the sword is like 2 separate blades, like I think intertwining, which is really cool.
That's cool. That's a good idea. I like that idea. Yeah, this is. Look at the Bodak in the background.
So scary.
Yeah, this is Boots giving Copper the thumbs up through the hole Copper made in the golem. That's supposed to be a hole in a golem. You can see through.
Oh,
The rock golem.
I think people like drawing. Oh, what is this?
Well, I was talking to you about.
What is
Oh,
this?
what? Oh, yes! Yeah, I remember this. Because there's King
This is
being
amazing.
very briefly
This is
hypnotized.
amazing. This is amazing.
Everybody else in the room just like,
He's got a hole in him as well.
yeah.
Whoa.
So I
So
think
this is
you,
rank and
Ooh.
file of the chain, like on Tumblr, a bunch of people made chain characters.
There's a bunch
they're
of.
so cool.
oh,
There's
it's
like a dozen of them, and they're awesome. Each one's like more amazing than the last. Like they're so much more creative than.
And we are. Yeah. Yes. This is the. Look, hey! Look, there's
Okay,
Vince.
Vince.
And Vincey Prince. I almost brought my cat in today. Maybe next week. We'll have Vincey Prince on the
Vincey
chain.
Prince.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Big cat. They're so cute.
Big
I think
cat.
it's a glass cat.
Yeah, we should definitely have. What does this say? That's a yikes from me. That's a yeah.
Once again, they've nailed the facial
Yeah.
expressions
Yeah.
on these little cartoons.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
Thanks to everybody who makes this stuff. Wow, what is this?
Oh, I've seen this one.
Whoa. This is another one of the.
Holes.
That pole.
Look at that. This is
Look,
as
it's-
described.
It's the lizard thing.
Oh, yeah.
That you're talking about.
And you can see there's the eye, the beholder eye
Beholder
stalks. Yep. That is awesome. Ooh.
Whoa.
That's cool. Look at that.
Copper crown.
Yeah.
For sweet
And he's got Sweets. He's got Sweets hat.
I'm not crying.
Hopefully,
pulled up nails a cigarette.
Eyes
Something in his eye.
My eyes are sweating.
My eyes are sweaty.
oh yeah, I saw this.
Oh
this
my
is
God.
This is the sumac poles.
Dude. Arc thing, killing it. Look, they have. Oh, that's Christmas bulbs?
That's fun.
What? Oh, yeah.
my
It is.
God.
Are they apples? Are they fruit?
Well, some are blue.
No, yeah, they're definitely like look like Christmas tree balls.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, there's the map of capital. Look, holy crap!
Clay is already changed.
How did that happen?
What?
When did that happen?
Yeah,
That
look.
must have just happened because I didn't
Yeah,
do that.
37.
Holy
now
crap!
House Alvaro, right?
Just
Look,
changed.
That's crazy.
We have to change it back. Change it back.
That's amazing. I didn't know. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
That must be Jerry. Jerry must have
That
seen that
happened live.
Jerry, if that was you that saw that happen live, A+ to Jerry. That's awesome. That was really cool. So thanks for the folks that help us out with the wiki. It's fan managed. All that art was created by folks who just watched the chain and are inspired, which is really neat. Obviously, you folks probably already know this, but if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, like I do, and I use that thing all the time, you also get a free Twitch Prime subscription that you can throw once a month to your favorite streamers who might be the people you're looking at now. I don't know. Could be anybody. So anyway, there was much discussion, obviously, during the break about WTF. And I don't know if any decisions were made or any agreements were come to.
Just a lot.
They just mostly argued about what is going on and what is going to happen next. So when last we left our heroes, you folks are in one of the mess rooms in the Red Falcon's jail, which is a very Spartan, squat building in the middle of. Now you are in House. I mean, according to that map, you're in House Alvaro territory.
The whole pellet?
Yeah. Well, no. You guys haven't left the district that the library is in.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's fan art.
Based on what I just said. Based on yeah, that's true. That's true.
You did describe it as going.
Up the date fan art.
Yep. That was pretty live. That is,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, what do you folks? Let's see. What is Lady Antonia going to do? What did you folks talk about offline? Like, what's your plan now?
We talked about
crazy
telling her
copy
about the
plan?
document.
Yes. That basically we would give House Bernadette claim over the pellet.
Not that
There.
that was. Yeah.
Yeah, and therefore the fulcrum as well.
Not that that was our contract that we just found.
Well,
like
that's
that.
if we go about. That's what the kid was sent here.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
We also talked about like just fulfilling the contract and like letting it take its course kind of thing.
Slim seems to be in favor of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like our
That's our thing, right?
is to fulfill the contract. Were there any other things that we discussed as far as like other alternative options on the table? 'Cause we
Oh,
did-
somebody sent us these dope ass pins and a bunch of cool big cats. Two different people. somebody said, your fans make you awesome, amazing stuff, so we have sent you some crap.
Cheap
literally, some cheap crap. It's literally what they said. This one says, Matt continually distracts me, which, as everybody knows, is one of the things people think MCDM stands for. What is the official MCDM?
Matt.
Colville Dick Muncher.
That's what. Yeah, that is Matt O'Driscoll's interpretation of MCDM. Also, we got a blimey.
Yes, it was blimey.
Blimey
I've
button.
had the blimey on all these. Blimey.
Blimey.
Also, we got World's Okayest Dungeon Master, which I think was
Accurate.
yeah.
Generous.
Right. So yeah. Anyway,
So the discussion right now is whether or not we're going to reveal the document to
Yes.
the Red Falcons.
Because
well, Lady Antonia is going to leave. She and Lieutenant are going to leave the room and let you guys talk for a while. She's got stuff to do. She has business to attend to. Because now apparently 12 Dragons is in charge of her territory. She has to deal with that. But she tells you that she'll be back in about 20 minutes.
I mean, there's really no reason why we need to tell her that. Just fulfill the contract, and if she's got another contract for us, we can take it.
And
Or, sorry.
I was just saying, as she said it, she said something like, it wasn't Alvaro, meaning as long as it's not Alvaro, it's someone else. She's okay with that thing. She might be.
yeah, because they were thinking about that contract, about not the contract, but the document that we have. It says that the prince, who she serves and who she abides by the rules of, even in death, is that
Even in death.
is that like whatever he decreed, she will follow, right? That seems to be the general consensus there. And so because this document says Bernadetti is in ownership of the pellet, then you would think she would be okay with that. So I don't know if there's actually any net gain to giving her the heads up on it, other than like maybe we want to work with her or something.
And then the thing is, like, the thing I was trying to get at before was, well, if suddenly, you know, she doesn't have a job because Benedetti, maybe she wants to come hang with the chain.
Well, the other thing is we also might be able to work out something with the fulcrum to try and keep her in her position and she would just then work with Bernadetti or something along those lines.
My mentality with it is, I personally feel that they've fucked us around a little bit. But so I think we talked about this a little bit while drinking delicious wine drinks. But
Oh, is this Friday night?
this was a little bit Friday night. It came up that we should push for a little bit
Talking about
more
work.
because they kind of fucked us around. They put us in, and they want to install somebody
Mud
here.
says, wait, who fucked who around?
The Fulcrum sent somebody else to get us to do this job. They weren't forthcoming about what they wanted done or what it was going to start.
Mud looks at Boots and judging it back in. Forthcoming.
Do you
Right?
need the definition or?
Just
So
not
we're
something
in
I'm
a
used to worrying
city
about.
where it's basically a big, well, fuck, dynamite doesn't exist in this world.
I've got an idea.
There's gunpowder.
Yeah, so there's
apparently
like-
you guys, House Verona, their ships have
Yeah,
They
cannons.
got cannons, huh?
They have cannons.
So imagine it's a big stack of gunpowder surrounded by a bunch of matches, and anything can set them off. And they tried to use us as the match.
Is that not our job?
I mean, it's part of it, but it doesn't mean that we can't demand. That's a higher paying job than the fucking piddly amount of money that we.
Dude is about to eat his mustache. What do you have to say?
Boots is about
I would never.
What we talked about, anyways,
I can
was
flavor it.
trying to get us over established on this island. They want to put somebody in charge of this island that's under their wing. Why not have somebody who can fucking defend it versus this random Bernadetti guy?
We could just go take the Citadel back like that one person wanted.
That's in their territory, though, and that's for them again. If we go try to take that, they're going to come and fight us to take that back because that's their territory that we're taking.
I think we're
Whose
gonna.
territory is it?
The Fulcrums.
I think we're
I was
gonna
informed
have
by
sides.
I don't know. I think his name is Matthew Colville, Dick Muncher. Part of the book that we worked on was Stronghold's Followers, and when you take something,
Correct.
take a stronghold.
Right.
It's not yours until you defend it. So,
Yeah.
do we want to defend it against the Fulcrum?
That was true of
In their
don't forget
territory?
that was true of Castle Ren. You guys cleared out Castle Ren, but then you had to defend it against Lord Saxton.
I've got an idea. If we fulfill this contract, the Fulcrum effectively takes control of the pellet, right? Which means that the Fulcrum forces are gonna be custodians of the island, right? They have to defend their stronghold, which means that the Red Falcons, whose commander owes us her life, they're out of a job. We could just sort of, bring them into the fold, we expand our army, and then, we can just...
How are they out of a job? They protect the island under the prince's orders.
Yeah, but
as Matt said out there.
If either, I think what Hoots is saying is that if either faction that's currently trying to, like, one faction hired you to take the island, another faction sent their army to take the island. Whichever of those factions wins, then the island's theirs, and Red Falcons don't have anybody to work with.
Yeah. So here's the thing: the Dragon Knights that are there right now, like they're in charge. So essentially, right now, Red Falcon's sort of unemployed. If we fulfill that contract, remember part of the payment was that they were going to sort of certify, my Riojan heritage, and that might come with its own lands or structures or holds that are perhaps somewhat strong.
Well, then back to the question of are we going to tell her about this, or are we just going to tell her that?
I think
let's keep in contact.
I think we should tell her that that this situation isn't about to. Today's not about to get any better. The situation on this island is not going to get any better, especially once we fulfill this contract. Because the Fulcrum's going to want to come in, and then the Fulcrum's going to have to deal with the Dragon Knights and Alvaro, and I don't think any of us are going to want to fucking be here.
The door opens. And
Yes.
orcs attack. How the fuck did you get
Last thing I'm
The
gonna-
dead
last thing I'm
bodies
gonna say
outside.
is, are we then revealing that we technically lied to her with the other contract?
She doesn't need to know.
She comes in. Lady Antonia opens the door. Her lieutenant is kind of right behind her. And she has a leather sack. And she walks in. She's stepping through the doorway and looks at you and says, "You sit." And she looks in. And she turns to her lieutenant and says, There's only 5 of them." And he's like, That's all I have. She's like, "Oh, give me one." It's like, "I can't." She's like, "Okay, find you another one." And he takes a seal on his head and puts it in the bag. And she kind of shakes the bag and walks in and says, "You saved my life. And right now we need allies." And she takes out 6 seals. And she says, "These will be a lot more useful to you than the Courier seals we get." And they're ornately, it's a word I use a lot. They are very finely crafted metal medallions. They're about this big, and they have a wax imprint on them that is stamped. And she hands you each one, and she points at one, and she's like, "That's the prince's seal. With these, you can go anywhere in the city."
With this.
Very nice.
And spellcasting?
No, spell.
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
She's like, "We don't. We don't. We don't.
We're gonna have to deal with
enforce
the church.
arcane law."
Don't you have any more of those shiny new daggers?
So yeah, she hands. She goes, I don't know how much of a difference this is going to make, but
Every little bit counts, right?
Spill it.
Well, if you find yourself in need of getting off of the island because of these people, we're over on the stays.
her lieutenant looks at her like, "Yeah, that sounds good." And she's like,
Let's
"Off
keep
the
each other
island.
in mind.
This is a sworn oath to defend this place. I took my oath when the prince was still alive.
Been around that long?
It's been less than 10 years.
That's long.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you go ahead and do it.
you're gonna find that.
Do it.
After
Should I tell her?
she does these
Yeah.
things?
Yes, spill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says. Tell me.
I hope this doesn't offend you too greatly, but
The lieutenant says, "She's hard to."
all right. The job wasn't the kid.
Yeah. No, that wasn't.
We talked about telling her.
Sorry.
Too late now. It's too late now. Bruce is on a roll.
She goes,
We have a document
yeah.
that says that basically gives a legal claim on this island
From the prince.
from the prince,
A previous prince.
about 300 years ago. That gives House Britain.
Wait. What document?
It's
This is something you recovered from the library.
yes.
What the kid was sent there to get.
Well, hold on. Let's tell you what this is first.
This document gives claim.
That you claim exists.
Yeah. Can I finish a sentence?
It's important.
I'm just kidding. Boots wouldn't say that. That's rude. I'd say that to you.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's you.
Yeah. Wait, I wasn't talking. It's me. I was talking to her.
You're saying
Oh, it's a strong wine. Woo. This document claims to give ownership or custodianship or what have you of the island to House Brunadetti, who
It's pretty daddy.
seems to be working under the Fulcrum, or working with the Fulcrum, or a part of the Fulcrum in
She
some
turns to
shape or
Lieutenant
form.
Lieutenant's like,
Now, as your lieutenant said, we are men of honor, and to fulfill this contract would essentially put this island in the hands of the Fulcrum. And as you said yourself, the Fulcrum are very rich. The Fulcrum are not House Alvaro. But at that point, we might be talking about sparking on full-blown war.
well, she says, and she gestures, holds out her hand to her lieutenant, and the lieutenant hands her a broadsheet. And across, you've now seen several different broadsheets, and this one is the largest headline you've ever seen, and it just says war. And it shows a map of capital, and it shows it's highly stylized. It's like calligraphic. It's drawn with a pen, and it shows that the Fulcrum have lost the district that contains the city, and that it's currently in House Navarre's hands.
Interesting.
And there's probably a couple of other spots on the map where neutral territory has changed hands, but Matt doesn't know which ones yet. So,
Okay.
So you will find out when I find out.
Are there still princess territories within?
Yeah, there's still, but a lot of the princess territory's already been gobbled up.
Wow. Okay. So even just like the hint or like the threat of potentially somebody trying to climb over the pellet has basically set it off a chain reaction all over the place. For
Well,
the
if you
stuff
read
to start
The
happening.
Citadel thing had already happened. Remember
Correct.
the
Citadel
came down?
Yeah, you guys were basically there when the Citadel thing happened.
Yeah.
Like that happened while you guys were talking. And so if you read the article, I don't think there's been open war yet, but it talks about 12 dragons taking, in a bloodless coup, I think is the phrase it uses. 12 dragons have invested, is the phrase that they deploy, has invested the library.
She bled a lot.
Yeah. What kind of reporter writes bloodless? Shit.
Well, I think the people are expecting a lot of war. And so something like what happened that you guys just were part of, like there were Red Falcons have
Like pretty abnormal.
like Red Falcons.
Relatively.
There was like at least an entire unit worth of infantry, including pikemen, just in Red Falcons. Plus 12 dragons, they had a unit. Plus you guys had a unit, and somehow that territory changed hands, and a fight did not happen. So yeah, somebody died. People die all the time.
Changed.
Anyway, she throws the broadsheet on the table.
Does it mention us in the part about the Falcons?
I don't know. It might. I don't think it does.
Okay.
I think it just talks about 12 dragons and Red Falcons and a battle for the library. Or conflict. It says a conflict over the library. And the Red Falcons retreated. Anyway. So you were saying that there's this mythical document that says that this whole island belongs to somebody I've never heard of.
It's not mythical.
So you say.
We've laid eyes on it.
Get it out.
Yeah, let's just show her.
Yeah. Walk it out.
Change hats.
What?
Gotta change hats, Danny.
All right. Well, you've got the document.
Okay. Well,
She reads it, and she says, "Well,
Yeah.
you lied to us about why you were here, but that's okay. We didn't believe you about that anyway." And she reads it. She folds it up, and she's like, "Commander King What would you do in my shoes? She hands to the doctor.
Well, let me tell you a story about a town called Black Bottom.
She's like, I've been to Black Bottom. Why are we talking about Black Bottom?
Because it was destroyed.
Right.
Yeah. So if it's looking like this area is going to be destroyed, you got to do right by your men and retreat to still fulfill your job, which is protecting this land. Now you may lose it temporarily, but that doesn't mean you're completely lost. You haven't completely lost until you're dead in the ground.
Her lieutenant says, she's sitting down. She sits down, and he's standing kind of above and behind her, and says, "What about the prince?" And she's like, she goes, "I don't know why we would retreat unless there was some reason to believe that there was going to be another prince. Probably whoever wins this battle, this war, whoever ends up in charge of capital, get the privy, they'll declare a new privy council, murder anybody on the old one that doesn't agree to it. The new privy council will declare them the prince, and then we'll be working for them. At that point, anybody who's left alive, the war's over." He's like, "Yeah, but what if that prince is
A douche.
Yeah." She's like, "Well, I wasn't a huge fan of the old prince." Like, if we're talking about his character, but that's never been much of an issue for her.
It seems some prince at some point wanted this house to have the island.
She says, "I don't know if I have it in me to retreat." The lieutenant says, "Do you have it in you to fight and die and get all the men killed? Or what?" And they're obviously having, she kind of turns to him like, "We'll talk about this outside."
Well, the thing about this document is that it does legitimize a claim over this island, so nobody can blame you for relinquishing it to the rightful owners. And I feel free in saying that I think there's always a spot for us to campaign for you.
And your men.
The lieutenant kind of goes, "Huh." And she's like, "House Alvaro, Lady Shirome, go to war. Where's the chamber?" In that scenario, she says. "Not your fight. You just take your pay and go back to where it is you came from."
We live here now. So we pick the jobs based on the client and based on the pay.
Do the long run game is like occasionally, right? Like we don't want to work with somebody who's directly trying to benefit, okay?
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
I was thinking more so of going into like why we accepted our last job at Impossible Odds, which, if you've read that Chronicle entry,
Maybe that was Chronicle.
Well, the job wasn't to defeat Ajax, it was to kill his wizard.
yeah, but a piece of that was we were choosing to take the right side now versus potentially a higher paying side later. So we, at this point, we're trying not to work for assholes, and the 12 Dragons are for sure assholes, and not somebody we would work for, even if they were going to offer us
Hilfer's
a
an
ton
asshole
of money.
too. They're all assholes on that side.
Well, he's a sexist, but he didn't, come and cut down a woman in the middle of the street.
So an asshole holds more effective assholes.
Vulcan's got a lot of money.
It's true. We also don't really know what their stance is in regards to Ajax or anything like that, but they have a lot of influence.
Lady Antonia stands up and kind of comports herself and says, "Well, I guess I need to talk to Lady Shirome. When you complete your contract, let her know that the captain of Red Falcons would like to speak with her." And then the lieutenant says, "Or a duly appointed representative." She says, "Remember now, for whatever it's worth, you carry the prince's seal.
We'll try to do right by it.
You saved my life, so for what it's worth, if you need anything, let me know.
Here's your letter back.
Oh.
Unless you wanted me to hold on to it for future events.
The letter that she wrote and gave to her lieutenant?
Yeah.
No, the one, she wrote one.
Oh.
And gave it to us, I thought, you said they're men of honor, get this to my husband.
She gave that to
Yes.
her lieutenant.
Oh, I thought she gave that to us.
No, it's her, so her lieutenant had that. He gives it back to her. A good idea. He says it's a good idea, but you don't got that letter right here. And she takes it and doesn't even read it. Crumples it and throws it away. She says, well, I guess we still have to get you to the devil. She says we still have to get you out of the columns. But that's just a formality. Assuming 12 Dragons doesn't try to stop us once we get to the Olive District, you'll be free to go.
Let's do it.
All right.
And she escorts you personally out of this district. There's still a city gate that divides the two districts, and it's still manned by Red Falcons. There's no evidence when you leave the jail that 12 Dragons is in charge. Business as usual seems to be happening.
As usual.
Usually. And you folks are free to go and do what you want. You now have knight's seals legitimately given to you by Prince's representative. And you've finished the library job. You all level up.
Yay!
Blimey.
That's awful fast for you.
Huh?
Awful fast for you.
Yeah,
I believe this
5,
is
6, 7.
session number
16,
17.
17. Yeah, so we're talking about currently a level every 8.5 sessions.
Isn't it
For
episode
Leech,
16
it was
today?
pretty quick.
What?
I think last was 60 today.
Last time was 16. I just did campaign diary.
Yeah.
Campaign diary number 16.
This is Leech's seventh
And so,
session.
Well, you had to catch up.
I know.
correct. So now you're taken to the like your ship is at the docks.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Your ship is at the docks, and Lady Antonia is kind of like, "Holy crap! What the fuck is that?" She doesn't swear.
Behold.
She doesn't swear. She says, "Holy crap! What is that?"
Somnium tenebris.
We didn't name it.
You got a little nice.
We should maybe give it its own name.
Where did you? She's
Right
like,
on.
"Where did you get that from?"
Some wankmaster Lithid probably named it that. Dumb dross.
It's bad luck to rename ship for other people.
How would the ship know who we were talking to and call me that? It's been a long time to teach it its new name.
We got
She's
that
like,
from the
"Wait."
Astral Sea.
Is that your ship?
Last people who tried to fuck it.
I command this ship.
She shakes her hand and says, "Good luck."
Same to you.
And you-
Shit starts popping off out here between the Fulcrum and the 12 Dragons. Let them fight.
yeah, good luck
Well,
with that.
I've still got the prince's crown. Just let Lady Shiromi know I want to talk to her.
All right.
You got the what?
The prince's crown.
Like the actual crown?
It's a point.
See,
Oh,
It's a
okay.
point. It's just a point.
Wait a minute.
It's symbolic.
But let Shiromi know I have the hand attack.
Just let her know that I've got a Green Lantern power ring. No, she's like, she still has to figure out how to, like, what is her legal responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, forget what I want to do. You know, what I want to do is I want to go home and see my husband. But what I'm obligated to do is follow the law. The Red Falcons are the rule of law on this island. She goes, I don't care what goes on in the city. But here, at least, things are still run like they were in Old Capital. And so, we may end up working for 12 Dragons. And she
Well-
shakes her head like, holy crap.
Yeah.
But
Let's hope.
Let's hope it doesn't.
anyway,
Let's fulfill this contract.
no, we're absolutely going to. But
guys, I assume
I
you
want to
take
talk
the...
to fucking Shiromi. I want to talk to Shiromi, not her lackey. I'm not going to hand it over to the lackey. Let's say we need to go to the top and have a conversation. But that's
Two Shoes is on the Somnium Tenebris and welcomes you folks back. And it's like, oh, fun. And Mud's like, what's up? And they take the unit of scouts on the ship. And the chain soldiers that are manning the ship are ecstatic to discover that there's a unit of advanced scouts that survived the fall of Black Bottom. And Mud's like, I think there's more, but I don't know where they went. I just kind of had to think about where Sweet would go and if we could come to Capital.
I don't know. I wonder if there's something we could put the word out. Like if any others made it to Capital. And we got our spy network.
Well, that, and we should probably put information out to, what is it, not Corsair, what's it called?
Corsair?
I've been listening to too much Black Anthony, I want to say Cadavar instead.
Cadavar? Yeah.
Yeah, no, the place just fell. Like if there's refugees, Kamara.
Well, you could probably get some refugees, but like they just lost a war.
Well, yeah,
So
but if there's people who are
Now they're definitely in
arms
some
by Ajax, might as well know
anti-Ajax.
they have allies here.
Yeah, I mean there'll be a lot of anti-Ajax people in Capital once that dude's knocking up.
I feel like in
Like,
Black
right-
Bottom too, right?
Right now he's kind of it's not clear how many people survived the fall of Black Bottom. Like Ajax left Black Bottom alone and let it govern itself when he conquered all the rest of Basiloria. He's like, you guys can stay a free city. You guys can run business how you want because it helps. Because he wants to run this whole planet at some point. So he wants to make sure there's at least some people who are like, hey, this is awesome. And then they kind of tried to fuck him. And so he wiped them off the map. But yeah, I mean, there'll be people in the city who are super anti-Ajax once this fucking floating fortress is hovering over you. Anyway, so yeah, you folks level up. What do you do when you get back on the boat? Where are you gonna go?
I think we have to go back to space, right?
Yeah.
We still have this kid we need to
Oh,
deliver
the
at
kid
least
too.
to the Heraldric Society. We don't necessarily need to give him the
Long
document.
rest.
He's still back.
Well, no, I want
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Those, by the way, if you take a long rest on the Somnium Tenebris or wherever, you go back to the Pharaoh's Dream. Wherever you take your long rest, you'll recover the hit points that you lost from the Battle of the Spectres.
Yeah, I'd
and
like a long rest.
Bodak.
I'm gonna take a long rest in my fucking little
Your exfoliating
exfoliating bed.
Your gelatinous bed.
Yes.
I'll pop down to surgery. Just rest up.
Yeah.
We're gonna revive the kid first. Take care of him, get him some food, some pudding. Pudding might kill him.
So you folks are at some point going to go back to the stays and let the Heraldric Society know that you found their courier and you recovered the document. You're going to give them the document, I assume.
I don't think we're gonna give him the document. We're giving him the kid,
Oh.
but we were.
Oh
trying
no,
to try
we're
and get the
gonna give it to
audience.
him, but we want an audience with Shiromi.
The herald's like, with Lady Shirome.
Yes.
You say we? Do you mean you or?
Us too.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, I can certainly let her know. Thank you.
The commander of the Red Falcons also would like to.
Commander of Red Falcons. Red Falcons.
Well,
From the pellet.
from the pellet.
Oh, the prince's troops on the pellet. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
as you know, the 12 dragons showed up and taken down.
okay.
And that's what
the
we-
herald. Apparently, the half-elf herald apparently has no idea what you're talking about.
That's why we're not giving the document to this person. We're saying we need to talk to Shiromi about this document. And we know that you work for Shiromi. And in order for
Well,
the doc-
she's obviously a very important patron of the society. I mean,
I guess a better way to put it, we need to talk to Shiromi or her spy master. Or somebody up the chain.
does Lady Shirome have a spy master?
It sucks.
She just blabbing all kinds of information to this lowly putz.
He wouldn't do anything.
You work for the Fulcrum, right?
It seems like it's like a sponsorship. It's a
I assure you
sponsorship kind of situation, right?
Sponsored by the Fulcrum.
we do a brisk business with all the guilds. Lady Shirome and her friends, who I consider also friends of mine, often come to us.
Eyes are rolling at the back of my skull. King's eyes are rolling at the back of the skull.
It's like we have no. Certainly, we're an independent. We have a charter from the prince. We're not. We're the royal emphasis on royal Heraldric Society. I mean, we're even helping research your friend Shoes here.
We know you work for Shiromi. The pellet is in danger. You were trying to establish somebody who's going to have control over the pellet. And we need to talk to Shiromi because we just almost got killed over the pellet procuring this document by Alvaro.
Killed.
Yes.
The mausoleum?
No.
Very dangerous, I hear.
Mausoleum was fucking easy.
Well, I'm glad I hired you. Obviously, I picked the right people.
I don't think this guy's gonna be able to help us get an audience with Shiromi. I think
Yeah,
he's
let's
too
go
low
back.
level.
Let's go back to your.
The document and like
Yeah.
we're gonna hand deliver this to Shiromi.
What?
Let's go back to your. Let's go to the Royal Heraldic Society. Let's talk to your boss.
I assure you, I am the highest authority.
Yeah,
You're speaking
let's
to the
go-
manager already.
Yeah, let's,
Yes, you're-
Yeah.
let's go back there.
You report to someone.
Lady, I don't work here. No. Make a persuasion check. Or actually, it's up to you what kind of skill you want. You can try to intimidate this guy, but his reaction is to he appears to be not incredibly forthcoming with granting you an audience.
I could do intimidation whenever I snatch the document away.
It's up to you folks. It's up to you folks.
I mean, if you'd like to, go for it.
Just because, because Judge is gonna like snatch the document. It's like, let's go back to the Heraldic Society and see if we can figure this out, can't we? Ah! 19.
No, holy
that's still good.
shit!
That's an
Did you-
I rolled an 8, but I have a plus 11.
Jesus.
All the time.
The herald's like, by all means, yes. Let's
Quickly.
go. Yes, and so all right. So this is basically the end of the session. When we get together next week, I apologize for those of you who are hoping it's going longer. I actually have no idea what time it is right now.